In this tutorial, I will show you how to complete a level the quickest and fastest way possible. So let's go ahead and choose a mission, and let's just go ahead and start it. I'll choose a character. Now, one of the things I'm trying to do here is to build up my characters so that everybody has pretty much the same kind of skill sets. So when my character reaches fatigue, which is if you use a character too many times for missions, and if the fatigue reaches all the way to the last level, you won't be able to use that character until their fatigue level drops down. So I tend to use one character at a time and try to build them up so that when I get the upgrades, let's say for example I'm trying to do a movement upgrade for this character, I'll keep on using this character until all of the skill points are reached, and then by the time the fatigue level kind of increases as well. So at that point, I'll also switch my character, try to build up another one of their skill sets. At the same time, this character's fatigue level goes down. So we'll go ahead and use this character here for this mission. And oops, didn't take it. I want to select this person, equip them with a hunting knife, and we'll start the level. So the way to go about finishing the levels quickly is to mostly go in straight lines from point A to point B to try and finish what your mission is. Let's say, for example, you're picking up water bottles or food or ammo. You want to go in straight lines. So in this level, we're going to collect 2 ammo containers and 2 fuel containers. So if I go here at first and then I go here for whatever reason, then I'm using 2 energy points, and each I have 34 energy. It takes about 15 to 20 energy points to complete levels, depending on what you have to do. So what you always want to do is make sure that you're traveling in the shortest distance from point A to point B. In this case, I can pick up the ammo without having to do too many steps. I'll go ahead and say, let's go ahead and pick up the ammo. And here is the fuel. And what you always want to do is you want to make sure that if you have an option to crouch, you always want to do that, because if there is a walker somewhere close by, they won't be able to see you. And you're always going to be able to crouch without them being able to see you if you have the yellow marker. If it becomes red, that means a walker is around. So you might be able to go in and crouch without them seeing you. Or that means that if you do try to crouch, they might see you and still attack you when you try to crouch. So we'll go ahead and crouch at the most furthest point possible, which is here. So as you can see in a straight line, if I go here, it doesn't give me a crouch capability, even though it travels the same distance. I'll go here and crouch. Now make noise is useful if you're playing with a team. Um, your character might have some walkers nearby, and you can make a noise if the character is further away from you. That way it'll attract the walkers to you so that the other person is able to walk away from the walkers. So let's go ahead and crouch at this point. And this is too far, so again, I'm going to try to go to the closest. So at this point, the distance between here, crouching, and here is not too much. So regardless, I cannot reach this fuel tank in one move. And as you can see, my steps, I have quite a few steps to go. So what I would do is I would crouch anywhere closer to the container. Remember, every time you move, you want to make sure you try and crouch so the walkers don't see you. So I'll go ahead and say I'm going to crouch right here, and then I'm going to pick up the container, and then now you'll also notice that some of the walkers, their icons or their shapes are not as close to the other walkers. So this one, if you can look at him, you see a lot of blood near his head. This guy is pretty much decomposed. So when you see a walker that looks like this, chances are pretty high that he's going to be able to walk, get up, walk. So if you crouch here, he won't see you, but then you'd have to walk this far to come in and hit him, and then there's another walker who's gonna be able to walk close to you after you hit this guy. So if you see a character that looks like he's gonna be waking up or getting up, you want to move as close to him as possible. So when he wakes up, you're right there and you can strike him. So if the other walker walks closer to you, he won't be able to hit you right away. He's gonna have to take one more 10, and then at that time you will be able to go in and hit him before he comes over to you. So let's go ahead and walk to this guy. As you can see, this walker got up. We'll go ahead and strike him and kill this walker. Get down. So the other guy is going to now approach me. Now, as you can see, if I had gone here previously and then walked over to this guy, even so I was going to crouch. When I walked over to him, I would have wasted an energy, and this walker would have still been able to come in and hit me because he would be able to see me coming into this guy, and he'd be much closer to him. So if you know that a walker is going to get up, always try to approach him. If there's some other walkers not really close by, but in proximity, then you want to get to the downed walker as close as possible so you can strike him as soon as he gets up. When the other guy comes in, you won't lose a turn to either run away from him or try to strike him. So let's go ahead and strike this guy. And we're going to go ahead and pick up this one. And this walker is probably going to see me, or maybe not. Okay, so now he's too far. What I tend to do is I might wait for him to come where he's close to proximity so I can strike him. If he's not doing that, then I'll just go ahead and crouch somewhere, not too close, so that he can come and eat me, but close enough so that the next uh, time that I have a chance, I will go ahead and be able to strike him without doing extra work. So now if you see, if you see a walker or two or three kind of out of the way between you and your mission, you it's up to you if you want to go the extra steps to go ahead and kill them. You do get 5 experience points for each walker that you kill. So if you want, if you're all about getting up to levels, then you want to approach them, kill them, um, and you'll get the experience points. But I try to do a couple of missions a day, so it's not that important for me. So, and right now I don't see any other um, items that I need to pick up. So what I would do is I just click somewhere and browse around. So as you can see, there's a fuel tank right here. And if you go, if you click or if you hover your mouse over the item that you need to pick, you'll notice that the uh, the character's path is already set out for you. So you can do it in several ways. This one is kind of like it takes you to the towards the right path, but as you can see, if you choose your character to move separately, you can kind of see where they would go. So this, if you point your cursor towards the item that you want to pick up, it usually picks the shortest route. But if it's so far away that you have to take a couple of steps or a couple of energy points, then you can go whichever way. Now, if this walker I knew was going to get up, I'd probably go here. So when he got up, I would go here because when he got up, I would be able to hit him and then go towards the item that I need to pick up. If I went here and he got up, I'd have to come back and then go forward. So I'd be like kind of back tracing my steps. So let's go ahead and click here and click here, and I'm just going to pick it up, and my mission is complete. So there you go. I started off with 34 experience points. I might have gained 1 or 2 experience points between the time that I took to explain to you guys and complete the mission. I believe it takes about 3 to 4 minutes to get energy points. Sometimes it's a little less, sometimes it's more. So there you go. This is how you complete your missions the quickest possible way. Um, and I also showed you how to build up your characters so that your skill points for each individual character is, um, it goes towards building up their skill set. So in this case, Ashley had earned 1 skill point. I can go ahead and apply to her. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem to work this way. So if I try to upgrade my one character, it doesn't work. So I think that's a glitch in the system. If I go back, so let's say I'm done with the mission, I want to go back to camp and whatever, my weapon broke. I go to my characters, I go to Ashley, and then I upgrade, and I don't have a point. So I have no idea what happened to my point. I think this game is a little glitchy. So as you can see, I have earned a point for Ashley, but then now Jorge, or I mean Terrence, is gonna get that point. So the other thing I try to do is, let's say for example, my stamina upgrade requires 4 skill points, my movement upgrade requires 4, and this one I've already upgraded previously, so it requires a lot more. So what I try to do is I try to pick the smallest ones so that these ones can actually move up the level, because I know that these vision upgrades are going to take a while. So in this case, let's go ahead and say I'm going to do the movement upgrade because I want them to move further. And there you go. So once you save that, everything is done. I can go scouting. I have a mission over here. So I'm going to grab another mission and come back with another tutorial to see what we can come up with. Hope you guys enjoy.